Spectator sport.
Holland Jungle.
Welcome to the sport. Spectator sport is what we call it. Spectator sport.
Welcome to our program. Everybody, thanks for tuning in another week. I'm Lot, the freshest dude in the biz, with my co-host and star of the show, Josh. Tell him something, Josh.
I'm very upset about these fantasy owners who draft garbage
Come on,
teams.
man. Don't start
I got
this.
a lot to say about
Come on,
that today
Josh.
on my own little special segment.
What do you mean special segment? What's so special about your retarded segment about fantasy football? You know what, Josh? Don't start this, man. All right, you know what? I digress.
Go ahead and be politically correct, because I actually said that word in Publix this week, the retard word, and the lady said you're not politically correct when you say that word, sir. So I want to go ahead and correct you about that. So what are we going to start off with today, man?
I apologize to those who may have been offended by my comments. I truly didn't mean anything to anyone that be mentally challenged or challenged of any sort. Now, let's continue on. This week, we have another great show planned for the spectators, the haters, and the invaders, because they keep invading our space. I want to take a quick time to thank all the good people down at Holland Jungle. I want to thank my engineer, Jones, for all the good sounds. The kid is dope. I want to thank Cortex, our engineer in the building, doing all the good work, him and Muscle doing their thing. And I want to give a special shout-out, big shout-out to the big homie Muscle, one of the hottest producers in the game. We see you grinding, Muscle. Keep doing your thing. We got a power-packed show with all the trimmings you come to expect from Spectator Sport. What you think, Josh?
Now, I got two You a Fools this week, too. From last week, you want to hear these guys who You a Fool this week, man. This is it very touched my heart this week when I heard these issues that arose, these people doing these ridiculous things. One is about a female, and the other one's about messing with people who can take your life.
Great show tease. We'll wait to hear that segment, Josh. Good way to tease it. And for all the new listeners in the house today, we want to thank y'all for giving us an opportunity. Just kick back, relax, and enjoy the dialogue.
Spectator sport.
Now, before we journey into the make-believe world of sports, let's talk politics. Mr. Herman Cain, Mr. 999, a.k.a. the Obaminator, was the subject of much scrutiny from the media this week, and the story goes to say that Mr. Cain was asked why he doesn't campaign with his wife. And his classic politician response, she stays home and gets everything ready so when I come home, we can have family time. That's what is his response, Josh. What do you think about that, Josh?
Well, wasn't there something said about this guy picking up, like, prostitutes or something like that? Same guys who think he's gonna fix the world, you worrying about prostitutes campaigning? Like,
Come on, Josh. What are you talking about, prostitutes?
Come on,
I mean,
dude.
when was this guy?
This is the same joke that I was telling y'all about 2 shows ago. Like, guy, you're talking about Obama. Just cut it out. You worrying about prostitutes and making excuses while your wife is sitting at the house right now because you are a John. You're a John.
No, hey, settle down, man. The views expressed by this fool is certainly not the views of Spectator Sport. So please don't hold it against the show. Let's continue on. But Josh, no, settle down, man. This guy's the Obaminator, the Republican answer to Barack Hussein Obama. So we coming in 12.
He's a John. That's what he is. He is not nothing about the Obaminator. Change his name from the Obaminator to John. He is a John. He picks up prostitutes. He cheats on his wife. You think he's going to be a president?
Allegedly. I want to say allegedly for those out there listening. Josh, nothing has been proved. Mr. Cain has never been accused, found guilty of anything of any sort.
When there's smoke, there's fire. Isn't that what the saying? When there's smoke, there's fire, right? So, yeah, he's a John. Sorry. That's it.
The guy gets asked. Let's continue on. The guy gets asked about if he had any extramarital affairs, and then he got accused of making unwanted advances toward 2 employees in an association he had back in the 90s. Now the ladies were paid off, and as part of their settlement, they basically couldn't talk about what happened in the case. So I mean, that says a little bit about the politician, the man who Herman Cain is. What do you think about that, Josh?
Oh, really? Like I told you, man, to John, I mean, he doesn't, stop. He's not on Obama's level. So I really have nothing to say about a guy who portrays himself one way and now he's out there picking up pros and saying
And since
he
you
could fix the
mention it,
world.
what is an Obama level?
What do you mean, what is Obama now? A Harvard grad who is editor-in-chief of Harvard Law Review. I mean, that's the Obama level. He's not on that level. Obama doesn't get caught in scandals and all this other,
Are you kidding me?
nonsense.
Obama never had a scandal? Are you
What
kidding me?
scandal about some freaking fools talking about he's not born in America and all this nonsense? These are Republicans. It's not a scandal.
I mean, if they can't validate the guy's birthday and the law said he has to be born in the state, there's a case there.
they seen his birth certificate. I mean, it's right there in front of your face. Now, if you don't accept to believe that, I don't know what to tell you, but it's birth certificate, born in Hawaii. What do you want me to
It
tell you?
sounds to me like a classic Clarence Thomas situation. And with that being said, Clarence Thomas, it was only a sexual harassment accusation. And sexual harassment, you have to be honest with yourself, is something that's very sensitive. It's a situation where it can turn real quick. I mean, Josh, you think about it. The guy says he put his palm down to show the woman how big long his wife was, and that was an accusation. She felt offended. I mean, so any way somebody can feel that deserves or warrants an accusation, I just don't feel so,
man,
Josh.
You can go ahead and make all the excuses you want for the guy, but at the end of the day, his wife's not on campaigning with him, and he's a man at the end of the day. So I'm pretty sure what he was doing was she just obviously had to pay him off about the whole situation. So there was something.
Come
there,
on, Pizza
obviously.
Man, you got to do better than that. I mean, I'm trying to hold you down, but you're making it hard. I'm not gonna lie, Pizza Man, you're killing me. All right, let's continue on.
Spectator Sports.
Well, Josh, I mean, before we end this conversation, I'm just saying, I think Kane is being targeted. I just think this guy is going to be the one to solve the sweet-talking Obama riddle. The Kane is an Obaminator. This guy is coming for real in 12. Go Kane. I mean, the Republicans, they played their hand. They played Sarah Palin. I mean, come on. It's like fighting fire with grease. I mean, what are you thinking? But now, they're doing their thing. They're going to fight fire with water, so they go and get the Obaminator. Let's continue on. Want to give a big shout out to the 2012 MLB champs, the World Series champ, the St. Louis Cardinals. St. Louis really did their thing being down 3-2 in the series and come back and win that series. I think St. Louis really showed a lot. Albert Pujols, guy woke up in the World Series. He had a three home run game. This guy's unbelievable. Go ahead, Tony La Russa. I mean, did they talk a little bit about Tony La Russa retiring? What you think about that, Josh?
Yeah, that was shocking. Like, you was like 2 days later or something like that. The guy just up and retired. But I guess they were earlier in the season. I guess he was telling people that he was thinking about retiring, especially after if he won the World Series. But that was just totally out of the blue for me. I was just like, dang, a guy just won a World Series and then you just up and retire. But hey, I guess that's the best way to go out at this point in time. You win a World Series, you have nothing else to prove at this point in time. He's a great manager. He led them back from 3-2 down and took it and took it right out of the Texas Rangers' hands. So congratulations. That's the only thing you really can say to him.
I mean, he definitely did a great job. This has been a real tough season for Tony La Russa. I mean, all the ups and downs that you can possibly think of a season, from starting out in training camp or spring training, being in the spring and being found with the whole allegations in the spring. I don't need to go back there. But, I mean, to see all of that and for him to go through that and to still have the courage to fight through and make it to that next level, we want to thank him for just keep fighting through. He's a real inspiration to a lot of people. That team really showed a lot, man. I mean, those guys really fought and digged when everybody counted them out. I mean, I counted them out myself. I said Texas in 6. I just thought the Texas offense would be a little too much. But, I mean, Carpenter really did his thing. Carpenter really pitched well in the series. I mean, Chris Carpenter was lights out in this series. And, I mean, these guys just did a great job. And once again, props to the World Series champ, the St. Louis Cardinals.
Spectator Sports.
Thank you again for tuning in to Spectator Sport.
Well, I'm going to tell you as we got to get into this conversation
Sports,
about Mr.
my co-host,
Tim
Josh. Tell him something, Josh.
Tebowing. I love Tebowing. I was doing it all this weekend, even though Tebow was getting killed, but it didn't matter because I go hard just because people create websites and say, start Tebowing, and they're doing it all over the country. Let's get into a little bit of Tebowing because I got a lot to say about these critics.
Tebow be Tebowing his ass on the bench.
No, I don't think so, sir. John Fox already said he's still their starter.
Are you kidding me? Tim Tebow is still a starter. What in the world is Fox thinking?
Are we into this conversation right now? Are we into
we
this?
might as well just go into it because
well, let's go into it then,
I think
'cause this-
Tebow
'cause I got a lot
is
to say.
ridiculous, and I think Tim Tebow. The kid just played terrible. He's a third stringer. He has no business as a starter in the National Football League. Come on, are you kidding me? He got to win against the Dolphins. He showed his colors. This guy has 6 fumbles. Are you kidding me?
Spectator sport.
Okay, well, whatever you're talking about there, I just heard, I hate Tebow, so I want him to fail. That's what I heard when you were just talking there. But let's just get into reality now. Now, reality is this. He's 2-2 as a starter. Now, reality is this. He is not an offensive lineman. He doesn't play cornerback. So when Calvin Johnson, Titus Young, the O-line's not blocking for him, they're scoring touchdowns when people are left wide open in the end zone, they can't block anybody. What can he do? He can't do anything. The only thing he can do is try to play to the best of his ability. So when he's looking the way that he was looking this past weekend, everybody's like, oh, this is what we're talking about. He can't play. Yeah, but just last week, he brought them back from 15-0 in the fourth quarter.
He showed he couldn't play the week before either.
And people still was running their mouth. So at the end of the day, it's about this. People don't want to be wrong about Tim Tebow. They are wrong about Tim Tebow. These so-called experts, the same people who talked about Vince Young, Cam Newton, and any quarterback that's in the spread system in college and runs around and throws the ball on the run, they all say they can't make it. And especially with Tim Tebow, everybody hates just the guy that he is. People seen this guy get on one knee and started praying. NFL players has been doing this for so long, and then someone said this, and then they started calling it Tebowing. This is why these critics and these so-called experts hate this man, because people love him. They love him, but people want to see him fail so much. So when he actually does have a bad game, oh my gosh, yeah, he did. That's why he can't make it, blah, blah, blah. But you said the same thing when he was winning games. So what are you really talking about right now? You have no credibility to me. The man is 2-2 as a starter. Who you want Kyle Orton to start? But Kyle Orton is like 6-22 in his last starts. The guy is horrible. This guy, same guy in Tim Tebow who led that comeback against the Chargers when they were down. He is one man. He is not that whole team. Calvin Johnson has no business being wide open for a touchdown. Titus Young, when there's nobody within 20 yards. The O-line's not blocking Sue and those defensive ends. That's not Tebow's fault. John Fox's garbage offense. That's not Tebow's fault. This man plays
Josh,
to the best of his ability, and people, they just want him to fail because we have things like Tebowing. When people been getting down on one knee, it's jealousy, it's envy. People hated Jesus. And this is what Tim Tebow is experiencing right now.
Are you kidding me?
They hated Jesus. They hate everything he stands for and what he's about. And it's sad that you have to hear these morons, like Carson Palmer said, it's everybody has an opinion. And these are people who should not have an opinion. Only people that should be able to talk about him is former quarterbacks, quarterback coaches, things of that nature. But Chris Carter, Hugh Douglas, people like Rob Parker, these guys have no business commenting on him. I don't care if you played in the NFL previously, but you did not play quarterback in the NFL, sir. I'm sorry to tell you that. And one Phil Simms who keeps running his big mouth, now he's shooting off about Andrew Luck as well. You're mad because your sons cannot make it. Your son can't even start at Tennessee right now when they don't even have any quarterbacks there. They're starting a freshman. Your other son, he's out the NFL. So stop hating on Tebow because the man is 2-2 as a starter and he's just improving. That's the only thing he can do is get better. So these so-called experts, they just hate him. They hate everybody. Everybody hates him because the person that he is. Tebowing. I'm doing it right now. I'm about to get down on the knees right now.
Man, get out, man, you fool.
I'm Tebowing right now, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Tebowing.
This guy's killing me. He's literally Tebow. This guy doesn't even work.
This is the greatness that one Tim Tebow brings. You know what I'm saying? This is greatness. This is what people love about the guy. Website, dedicated, experts, whatever. You said Cam couldn't do it, and now you're eating your words on that too. Merrill Hodge, just for the name one, the one I can't stand out of the most of the so-called experts, a fullback.
I mean, Josh, settle down, man. Tebowing, whatever. Do what you want to do. Anybody can take a knee.
I'm doing
and take
it
a
again.
prayer. Go ahead, Tebow. Wow, you should be on the bench, Tebowing.
Spectator Sport.